What up, people? It's S&S Pigskin Picks in the house once here for the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And we got 8 teams left, Jer, and we got some picks up our sleeves. What is going on with you?
Man, just can't wait for this Eagles-Rams game. It's going to be epic. It's going to be lots of passing touchdowns, I think. It's going to be a ground game for both teams. It's really which defense can give up the fewer points. I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it a possible shootout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can't wait. This is the game that I'm waiting for.
Right.
Obviously, Buffalo and Baltimore, B&B. That is the ultimate game of the week. I know some people have been waiting on the Chiefs and the Lions, but really, it's these two games that are really going to tell tale for me on either side.
For sure. I'm kind of surprised KC got the first slot. You know what I mean? 2-time defending Super Bowl champs get thrown out first, but I guess that's like reserved for the Texans, right? Texans, that's your slot, first one out. But it is what it is. So let's get into the 2 games on Saturday. Speaking of the Chiefs and the Texans, spread is 8.5. Texans took care of biz at home against the Chargers. Started off slow, obviously, and then they just came back with that crazy botched play by Stroud, and then a few other big plays by Collins. And Kansas City has not played since Christmas. Their starters. It's like 3 weeks ago. So is it a rust versus a rest situation here? That's the $1 million question. What are your thoughts on this game, Jer?
If Houston's defense can look anything like they did when they kind of took over and just didn't let the Chargers do anything, I'm scared for Kansas City here. If they can keep that going, I do believe it's going to be a closer game than everybody thinks, maybe even a field goal. But yeah, it's just they don't lose much. So it's when's it going to happen, right? You play so many games and can't expect to win a lot of them. So I'm just wondering.
Everyone's waiting.
When is that? Right? When is the big?
Everyone's waiting for that.
I'm going to drop on Kansas City. They're tired. 2 bangers in a row.
Yeah, I'm on the same lines as you.
What's going to happen?
I like the Texans' defense here. I like the Texans' defense here. I like their coaching staff, and I like for them to keep it close. So I'm going to take the points, 8.5. I also like Joe Mixon to play a lot of ball control here. Kind of why they brought him into the team is, keep the ball on the ground, chew up clock, keep Mahomes off the field, and let your defense go to work and eat Will Anderson and gang. And I believe they have Danielle Hunter as well. It's hard to sack Mahomes, as we know, but if you can contain him and make him dink and dunk, maybe get some field goals out of it. I like for them to keep this game close. And Kansas City hopefully pulls away with maybe a walk-off field goal type of situation, I'm thinking here. And I believe this is like the 3rd time they played each other. I know they played, remember when Deshaun Watson was in his prime? They were up 21-0.
Yeah, and Kansas City
Kansas City, and I had Kansas City minus
spreads. This year they're just inching by all these teams that they should really destroy. So I just don't know if it's going to follow them into these playoffs. So Kansas City in a close one.
I mean, they're Kansas City under 3 points, their money, but Kansas City anything over 3.5 point favorites. I don't know. They play down to the competition. Maybe they just like to play more ball control, more secure, because Mahomes isn't throwing interceptions like he did was it last year or the year before? He had like a career high 20 odd interceptions. So he's tamed that down. A lot of people are liking the under in this game, but I like the over. I mean, if Texans are going to be competitive in this game, they got to score at least 20 points, you would think, right? And this is the lowest over-under in any games in Mahomes' playoff career, which is, I get it. Texans have a good defense. Kansas City has a good defense, but yeah, man, I see this one going over. But we'll move along to the Saturday night game. It is the Commanders red hot coming into the rested Lions. Lions get back Montgomery. I believe they have a few other defenders back as well. So they're well rested. Commanders coming off a high. I think Jaden Daniels broke a bunch of records last week for rookie quarterbacks. Like, you know, he led the team in rushing. He led the team in passing. Probably drove the bus home. The guy does it all. I mean, so impressive. What are your thoughts on this one? Commanders and Lions.
Yeah, so impressive. Rookie first, you know, all these records and everything. Could it be a balloon with all this air just pushed out? And, you know, it's going to be tough. It's going to be all up to Detroit's defense. They looked great, embarrassing Minnesota. Can they do the same thing to Jaden Daniels? Detroit's going to get their points. You know, this is my teaser. You know, I'm worried that it might be a closer game than you think. So I'm just worried about Detroit's defense. That's why I took Detroit in this teaser -2.5. Rams +13 is more of a voodoo pick for me. Whenever I pick against my team, they win. So
I like that.
No Eagles. But I love Rams +13 too. That's just way too much of the scope of the score that can happen on your side. So yeah.
I mean, even like the 6 points, I think is a decent bet on its own for the Rams. I mean, teams are pretty evenly matched. You got the rookie defensive phenom from the Rams. I didn't know too much about him, but he's all world. And yeah, like I said, Rams just keep drafting these studs, and they got their picks back after giving them all up to Detroit. And wouldn't it be funny to see Detroit and the Rams in the NFC? That would be, you know what I mean? A lot of cross path.
I already thought about that.
For this game, I have a over/under selection. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just
okay. So I got under 56. The Rams and the Lions. Yeah, that'd be storybook. I wouldn't hate on that. Even though I'd like the Eagles to win. But you know, Rams kind of have that storyline working for them, kind of the same as the Saints with Katrina and all that. Remember, they had that punt return and all that punt block and emotional kind of ride. So I would be surprised if the Rams win outright. But for this game, Commanders and Lions, I just don't see Commanders putting up 30 odd points. Detroit's defense, I think, has stepped up, and they're healthy, and they look really good against the Vikings. Aaron Glenn just dialing up pressures and playing a lot of man-to-man. And it'll be interesting to see. I know Jaden Reed's going to be running a lot. I see Commanders trying to keep the ball in their hands, you know, run a lot and keep Detroit off the field. I don't see many field goals in this game. You know what I mean? I see a lot of either you get a touchdown or it's 4th and out. You know what I mean? Because I don't think Washington even punted last game or kicked a field goal.
If Washington can get that run pass option going, who knows, right? Maybe they can get, you know, be a headache for that Detroit completed defense.
Against Tampa's, I just think Tampa's defense and Detroit's defense is going to be just a big surprise for them, big difference. And I think Lions will be able to contain them. I wouldn't be surprised if Lions run away with this game, but I'll roll with the under 56. And we're going to move on to the games on Sunday. We got Los Angeles Rams, red hot, coming into the Eagles. Eagles are laying 6. Still, there's concerns about Jalen Hurts being a little rusty. People all in their feelings about A.J. Brown reading a novel on the sidelines. I don't pay too much attention to that. But yeah, like I said, this is a very interesting game. And I know you have the Rams teased up here. Obviously, we want the Eagles to win. Any other thoughts on this game you want to share?
Yeah, if the Eagles didn't beat them already this year, I think this would almost be just like Eagles -4 or maybe even 3.5. I think going in, they're pretty evenly matched. I'm not sure if our defense is a little bit better than theirs, but their offense is, I'm going to say, I've sore to say for my Eagles, their offense is looking a lot better than ours. So what can our defense do to help us out is the way I'm looking at this game. Unfortunately, if Saquon can break out like he did last time, then it's not going to be a contest. But I'm sure they're going to do everything they can to take him out of the game this time. So if Dallas Goedert or some other hero can kind of put all these points up, 21, let's say, and we hold them to less than 20, I can see it. I'm not sure if we can score 28. I hope we can.
Right. I mean, I heard there's rumors of bad weather. It's supposed to be rainy, cold, or whatever. Not snowing though. I'm thinking it might be a under game, a lot of running. But I mean, passing wise, Rams are obviously passing the ball better right now with Stafford and gang. But who knows? Jalen Hurts, he throws a couple of deep bombs, gets A.J. Brown involved, gets Devontae involved. We shall see. But I noticed the Rams were using their tight ends a lot last a game against Minnesota, Higbee and gang. So be interesting what McVay pulls out of the scrap heap. He is the only coach to win a Super Bowl out of the 4 teams left in the NFC. So you got to give him some credit for that one. And yeah, man, it's going to be a thriller. Looking forward to that. And let's move along to the Super Bowl of games this week. This could easily be an AFC Championship matchup. And we're getting in the divisional round. So, wow. Buffalo hosting the Ravens. Ravens are favored here. I did actually get Ravens as a dog in a teaser, but that was
This is
10 minutes after the line opened. What are you thinking on this game? I know you're liking Buffalo.
Yeah, this is my single. Both of these teams kind of just snake bitten in the playoffs. One team's getting through to the AFC Championship no matter what happens. Is it going to be a home game? Who knows? But I think Buffalo does it. I think they get over the hump this year and play our Eagles in the Super Bowl and lose a heartbreaker. Or win, who knows? But yeah, that's what I'm hoping to
I could see that very easily. I could see that very easily. I could see that very easily. I'm rolling with the Ravens in this one. I just remembered my Super Bowl matchup at the beginning of the year was Detroit and Baltimore, with Detroit beating them. So I said, you know what? I'm going to roll with the Ravens. I mean, these teams are as evenly matched up as you can basically be. You know what I mean? Like their defenses are not their strong suit, but I think Baltimore's turned it around the second half. Buffalo, I mean, they can turn the ball over, they can get some turnovers and whatnot, but everyone's talking about Lamar versus Josh, but I think this is going to be more of a Derrick Henry game, right? I think if Baltimore can get a lead, like 10 points, 14 points, they can just milk the clock. But either way, I think this is a 7-point game or less either way. So if you tease up Buffalo, you tease up Baltimore, whatever, you're pretty much going to be loving that. So I did this teaser like on Sunday night. I got Chiefs -1.5. They were 7.5, and then I got Ravens up to 7.5. So yeah, I am looking forward to all these games, and yeah, man, it's that time of the year, divisional rounds, and after this, we only have 3 more games. So soak it up, take every second that we can get, and loving every second of it. Any final thoughts as we wrap it up here, Jer, for our NFL divisional round show?
Yeah, I'm just wondering so intently what the one underdog that's going to get through, the one upset, who's it going to be?
Mm-hmm.
Usually there's one story. I hope it's not Houston.
I'm with you.
I want to see that chance for that three-peat. Or at least the Josh Allen
we got
Mahomes rematch. That was one of the best games I ever watched. The overtime, back forth. Oh man, that was great.
So you have Buffalo beating the Eagles in the Super Bowl. What's a score you have for Buffalo beating Philadelphia in the Super Bowl? Do you have a score in mind?
I think it's going to be a blowout. Unfortunately, our secondary is going to let us down. The young nature of our secondary is going to show, unfortunately, and it'll be something like 38-34. We'll still put up 34. We'll still, take advantage of Buffalo's defense too, just like Detroit did. But won't be enough. 38-34 Buffalo.
Okay. I got Baltimore 31-28. Or no, Detroit 31. Finally, Detroit wins their long coveted Super Bowl. And I know they've won a bunch of Stanley Cups. They've what else do they have? Basketball, they've won a few championships, obviously in the Isaiah Thomas days, the Rip Hamilton in 2004, but they're hungry for championship. So we shall see. Buffalo, Detroit, all these teams want in, and we will be here for every second of it. So Jer and I will catch you guys next time on S&S Pigskin Picks. Later,
Peace.
everyone.